Where have we seen this story already before? No, seriously, tell me, where have we seen this before? New game comes out, has hot female characters in it. One could call it maybe even a goon material. And the left collectively loses their mind, demands boycotts, demands bankruptcies, and calls everyone who likes this game an incel. And unavoidably, we are two steps away from Kotaku saying that Asian people don't matter anyway. So this win doesn't matter. Oh wow, how did we get here? Really?
Wuchang Fallen Feathers is the latest Souls-like on the block, and it is getting a lot of attention right now. While there are some gamers that are dealing with technical difficulties, and that definitely does bring the experience down for some people, others have had a flawless time, and they're
True.
saying that it is a phenomenal game all around. I know I've personally put a
Some people having a flawless time does not excuse a poor performance on release. Okay, you're just rolling the dice at the end of the day. You don't know if you're gonna have logs or you're not gonna have logs. So even though the game is good, we should keep them accountable for fixing the issues, or better yet, crazy idea, fixing the issues before releasing the game. I know, innovative, but I am an innovator.
couple of hours into it so far, and I'm absolutely loving it. But the journalists are so upset over this game because they're saying that it is incredibly misogynistic and has horrible depictions of women
Based sounds like a great game already.
because it has optional underwear and female bosses. I have a few different things to show
Let's
off, but before
go.
I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and
Like the
consider supporting through
video.
Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I
Sell your kidneys and house and your family's houses and donate the money to me because I probably don't deserve it. But I unapologetically demand it.
as a woman am perfectly fine with seeing all different sorts of depictions of women in my entertainment. I don't always want them to be Mary Sue's. I don't always want them to be the good guys. Sometimes I want them to be the demons.
As a black trans female, some of you always keep forgetting that fact, by the way. Shame on you, you bigots! As a black trans female, I can also attest to this. And by the way, no one can tell me otherwise because I have been saying this for months now. So it's canon. I am a trans black female. There's nothing you can do about it. I also have the N-bird pass, obviously.
Sometimes I want them to be the villains. Sometimes I want them to be a little bit evil. And unfortunately, for these individuals online who are sensitive snowflakes, sometimes art is a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to see things that might make you cringe a little bit, might make your
Sometimes life can be uncomfortable because things happen that you don't like. You know what we typically do in those situations? We just fucking deal with it. We don't crawl into a ball, roll over, open up a Yu-Gi-Oh pack and drink Dr. Pepper and, just go into the afterlife. No. No, we just deal with it like normal people.
skin crawl a little bit. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But one thing that they just cannot deal with are breasts and butts and skin showing on female
Misrepresentation, okay? Listen, I will not stand for someone slandering these woke losers and their positions. They can deal with breasts, buttocks, and figures and everything. They just cannot deal with the fact that they are proportionally well off. That they are big, or that women portrayed in games are not ugly, okay? Because remember, every single person who is of this mindset, let's just call it that, okay? It's a mental illness, is ugly. They're just ugly. That's it. That's the end of the story. They're just ugly.
characters. Now, I understand there are a lot of people right now who are trying to play Wuchang Fallen Feathers that are experiencing technical difficulties. I myself had tried to play it on PS5 Pro and it was completely broken and I couldn't. I ended up purchasing it on PC haven't had any problems with it thus far on that platform, which is great. And
Good.
I hope that they do put a lot of time and effort into it. I know that they already released a patch, and I'm hoping that over the next couple of days and weeks, they really fix it up because it is a good experience all around so far. And I haven't had one single complaint about the depictions of women. Okay, the game has beautiful women, has gorgeous costumes, and just the aesthetic of it is phenomenal. But this is really bothering video game journalists because they are
Damn.
putting out
Damn.
entire hit pieces on this. Parts of their reviews are trashing the game because of the woman aspect. So, this is a The Gamer article. It says, unfortunately, for all its unique appeal, there is one increasingly common problem in the games industry that Wuchang suffers from, and that's a skeevy attitude towards women. These types of people want women to be depicted in one single way, and that's good. They want them to be treated good, they want them to act good, they want them to be in good situations. Like, that's just so ridiculous. It's insane. Sometimes you're going to see women in uncomfortable positions, you're going to see them in uncomfortable situations, and that is perfectly fine. Art is supposed to be uncomfortable at times. Before the cries of a woke gamer start flooding in, I'd like to preface that I'm able to enjoy
They
games that cater to
know.
the male gaze. No, you're not. You can sit here and say that you enjoy games like Marvel Rivals and Stellar Blade and you have no problems with sexualized characters, but you wouldn't say that they are clearly to appeal to the male gaze if that was true, because that's just a fictional concept. And sometimes women also
Wait, whoa,
like
whoa,
to
whoa, 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 whoa. My male gaze is very. Oh, wait, no, right. It is fictional. Right, it actually is fictional.
see very attractive characters, whether they're hunky masculine men or beautiful women.
No one cares about the hunky masculine men that have literal six packs on top of their eight packs on top of their nine packs, okay? No one cares. But you know why? Because it doesn't matter who as a kid watched Dragon Ball Z, you were like, that's literally me right there. That's right, I'm fucking Piccolo. A very simple situation. Women, completely different story, okay?
You just want a reason to complain.
I'm not saying Vinx Club probably, made the percents in the world go up, but it probably did. Let's be real here, okay?
And the best you could come up with in this case isn't even performance problems, it's the sexualization of characters. He says it's extremely distasteful to depict women going through untold horrors, only for you to find multiple armor sets that let you run around in their underwear.
Based.
You can tell a story about
Good.
the depravity of an invading army as long as you treat barbaric acts with the required sensitivity. Throughout the game, you'll see women strung up, weeping in dark rooms with a slither of a health bar, and one of the main story threads in the game revolves around an evil queen who kidnaps women to experiment on them in order to create the perfect bride for her son. It would
Makes
have been fine if
sense.
Wu Chang had treated the story with the gravity it deserved, but you can find the clothing of these women and read about how horribly they've suffered.
Ugh. This is just gaslighting, okay? The reality is, this is just an excuse. These people are just gonna say, their main objective is just to tell everyone that you are a bad person if you like this stuff. You are a bad person if you agree with this stuff and so on. They don't actually care what the reasoning behind this. If this actually didn't exist, they would find something else to lie about. They completely do not care.
Only for the game to giggle at your character's breasts boobily in the same clothes. Why is this a problem? You are complaining that the developers gave you more character customization options. Like, how far are we going to go in order to trash a game? Like, how low can these journalists truly go?
Really
Now
low?
you're sitting here saying, I'm mad you gave me options to look differently in this game. When the game isn't trying to get you to wear the underwear of tortured women, it actually has a pretty cool sense of style. With various outfits, you can mix and match however you like. He even goes on to say that the game's brutally unfair boss fights, inconsistent level design, and general attitude towards women broke me. As a woman,
Inconsistent level design is probably. There wasn't any yellow paint I needed to follow. I got lost in the first room because there was no yellow paint. God damn, I hate these people.
Myself, I don't think that it's problematic that there are women that are depicted in this game in a slightly uncomfortable way. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's a video game. It is what it is. You have PC
Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong, but don't let Andrew Tate catch you with that opinion, okay?
Gamer giving this game a 49, and one of the major problems they have are skimpy outfits, dull combat, and an empty world cheapen the entire experience and bury the few things it actually does well. I think that it does alpha.
I don't know, the hotter my character is, the better my experience typically is. People want hot characters. People don't want to play literally fucking Blob from the X-Men, especially when they're supposed to be playing a female character, okay? That's pretty bad. Most people would say that that's pretty bad. That's not even a brave stance to take. It's just bad.
Fits an aesthetic incredibly well in this game. I also had previously made a video on this article from Xbox Era where they were just crying about the fact that, oh my gosh, she's like a sexualized doll. They say there are so many options in how to build your character.
Isn't that exactly the argumentation line that they try to use for Stellar Blade? I think it is, or near.
You find more gear, which has 4 slots: head, chest, arms, and legs. Wuchang starts in incredibly cool looking gear, and there are all types of cosplay to find. There's a transmog system, and by the end of the game, I had 2 bras and 3 pairs of panties to give you an idea of the Gooner outfits you can deck her out in. There are also incredibly cool looking.
But can we up those numbers a little bit, Ludwig?
Actual armor sets, cute bear outfits, and monstrously hideous items, and they can all be useful in certain scenarios. Again, I don't think that it's that big of a deal that there's a couple of bras and panties in the game, but to top that off, they say that it's not cool looking to have your character look extremely sexy. Like, that is just loser behavior. It's a video game. You don't have to title people gooners, right? Simply for sitting here and.
I miss when they tried to call us chuds. I'm not gonna lie. Every time someone comments chud, my power level just went up a little bit, okay? I enjoyed it so much.
Saying, right, they enjoy the look of this character. Now, what I think is funny is they gave this game a 9.7. That's very close to perfect. And initially, under the con.
Gooner approved. How is this a con? Also, wasn't this the review that said only Gooner approved, and now they have another one so people don't meme on them? What is this? Occasional hitches after teleporting for a few seconds. Okay.
There was only Gooner approved. They
Wait, it's also a pro now, Gooner. Oh my god, they're so desperate.
This so that the pros and the cons both say Gooner approved, and then the cons of occasional hitches after teleporting for a few seconds. So at first they weren't even being genuine in their review because they said that it was only Gooner approved as the con, and then they changed it after they started facing backlash. Like, you can't take these people seriously at all whatsoever. They will constantly try to attack.
No one can take journalists seriously. That's the problem, Mommy Vera. Anyway, that was very dark. 10 out of 10. Bye.